Hello and welcome to another Looney Tunes commentary. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing so you can follow along, and it also helps out the channel. And give this video a like if you do like it. Now, this is a commentary for Hollywood Capers, released in 1935. It's the 115th in the series, as directed by Jack King. This cartoon is available to see on the Looney Tunes Golden Collection Volume 6. In fact, it also features an audio commentary by animation historian Jerry Beck and the late Martha Segal, who worked in the ink and paint department at the time, and it's definitely worth a listen because you can get some more factoids. Now here we can see W.C. Fields going to Warner Brothers, which they definitely milked that gag a lot. So with this cartoon, it definitely feels like the proper first Beans cartoon, because as I mentioned in A Cartoonist Nightmare, if you haven't listened to it, go ahead and listen to it, because that's the first actual Beans cartoon. The other one felt more like a Buddy cartoon, and they just removed Buddy and just put Beans in there. This one feels like a proper introduction to the character, and it was made for him. Now, once again, look, his personality isn't the greatest. I mean, he's got his little catchphrase that I guess they're trying to do. He goes, "I'm Beans of the Boston Beans." I mean, get it, right? Get it? And yet, just like with the previous cartoon, it if you replaced Beans with Buddy, it probably wouldn't make much of a difference here at all. And there's good old Charlie Chaplin, who sneaks in, and this is sort of similar to the whole, a much better cartoon, the You Ought to Be in Pictures, and Oliver Hardy, of course. And by pure coincidence, and I kid you not, today recording this commentary, I actually received in the mail the Blu-ray restoration of Laurel and Hardy. Hopefully, many more volumes will come. I kid you not, it's just, what a strange coincidence. So, here we've got Oliver Owl. And a lot of these characters here were from I Haven't Got a Hat, which was the Merrie Melodies that Friz Freleng did a while back as a triad cartoon. And I guess this is a way to reuse some of the characters. I mean, you got Porky kind of there, and even the teacher's there is like a script supervisor, which is weird. But this cartoon, it's got some interesting gags, but it's definitely got some really strange gags as well. Like this one here with the walking camera. We got Miss Kitty there, who did the Mary Had a Little Lamb routine in I Haven't Got a Hat. And here you're going to see a little bit of repeated animation. Like, I knew I'd seen it somewhere. Well, not this. I mean, this is just, again, it's bizarre. But this part here, where there was a bartender in the film, Those Were Wonderful Days. It was an early Merrie Melodies. And for some reason, they just reused it for there. It's like, why not? No, there's no other reason for it. But look, so far in terms of Beans, I mean, they were definitely, I'd say, betting on the wrong horse, or wrong cat in this case. But at least this one is definitely a lot better than a lot of the previous Buddy cartoons, anyway, especially by Jack King. But where this film actually fails for me, I mean, it's an introduction to Beans. It's once we see Frankenstein's monster in a few moments' time, and again they're trying to push the whole catchphrase. I'm Beans of the Boston Beans. That's ridiculous. It's similar to like in Rick and Morty, where it's like wubba lubba dub dub. They're trying to just push a whole catchphrase on. But this is a weird Frankenstein's monster because. I mean, at the time, Frankenstein, the movie and all that, was just absolutely huge. But this is more Frankenstein's robot. It's really weird. Frankenstein, and we see a lot of gags just with the robot and not much with Beans. And again, it shows that Beans is just not a very well-rounded, developed character. It doesn't have anything really interesting about him. And I do like some of these angles that when Jack King uses them, I like the way he does it, and I really wish he did more of that, like he did with his first two directed cartoons at Warner's. But it just seemed like that they just didn't really have too much of a plan for this cartoon. Like, it starts off actually, pretty decently enough, but then once this robot comes into it, it just sort of stops. It's not interesting anymore. Like, okay, you know, she runs away, and then he has a little fight with his reflection, and I mean, the gag when he goes around and it's close up here, I did like how the reflection just knocks him out just for whatever reason. But I don't know. I think they really need to plan out the cartoons, and but there's a good things to come, because the next Beans cartoon is a Tex Avery cartoon, and I'm really excited to finally do a Tex Avery one in this series, and it's going to be good. But as for this cartoon, you know, now we got the whole thing with Beans trying to defeat him, and it just ends. There's no, like, you would have thought maybe, okay, instead of having all that waffling around with Frankenstein's robot just punching himself out, which is, like, as I said, it's pretty weird. Why not cut all that out? Have a little fight where Beans is like, okay, I stuffed up, I've got to solve this problem, and then make Oliver Owl say, you know, thanks for saving us, you can be part of this movie, and then really emphasize that, hey, Beans is going to be the star. But no, it just ends. But hey, that's just my opinion anyway. But luckily for us, Beans didn't take off, and Porky did, because even if Beans did take off, I don't think he would have lasted too long. I do like this little machine thing though. So yeah, Hollywood Capers, what did you think of it? Let me know in the comments below, and until next time.